let's talk more about the chapter piece. So is it just quarterly that people are meeting? And where are all the chapters? Is it like, am I gonna have to travel? Am I have to get a flight or can I drive to
No,
these?
great question. So I think there's enough chapters now. There's stuff going on. If it's not every week, it's every other week.
Okay.
And one of the great things about our industry, Khalil, is we are all traveling regularly, right, for trade shows for our customers' projects. So I was out recently in Las Vegas on a chapter meeting, and they had 75 people at a little dive bar pub meet for a chapter meeting, and I looked, and half of them were from out of town that were in for shows, and
Mm.
they found out there was something going on. But it's just a great way to network, and for me, I get to see a carpet supplier that I don't see very often, or my AV company, or someone who sends my company business. Right? You know us. We don't build for brands. We only build for other exhibit houses and agencies. So a lot of times for me, I get to see customers. So I try and hit those, even the out of town ones, because um, it would take me 3 months to travel and see the same amount of people if I did that one on one. So for me, the chapter events are a great way to actually save some money and get some face time with some important people in my lives. But they're all, if it's not a bowling thing, it's a golf thing. If it's not a golf thing, it's a keynote speaker at a country club. If it's not that, it's a happy hour down the street from the IMEX show or the Global Gaming Show, which I just hit. So I think if you're serious in this industry, we really are a unique and special type of species. So when we can get together, we like to gather. And so this is again, it's another great way. And man, if you're a maybe you just bought an exhibit dealership from somebody, maybe you're a salesperson and you moved into management or an ownership. I just can't say enough about how you can plug in and talk to people that are facing the same unique challenges of growing their business that you are facing yours. So that's a huge plus for me.
That brings up a good thing. So, like, do I have to have a certain level of seniority or title that allows me to be a part of something like this? Obviously, just by the price, you're not going to get the average entry level employee joining for maybe $1,000. But
You know, you know what? So the fee structure for dues is based on the size of a company, but the answer is if you just switched over from working for an ad agency for 9 years, and you've signed with an exhibit build company in Denver or in Southern California, and you're at a show in Vegas and heard about a chapter event, or you go to, if you say, "Oh, my company, we're a member of EDPA. This is my first time an event," you are going to be welcomed with open arms. There is not a individual
okay,
seniority system. There isn't even one for companies. Although once you're sort of in the community, you become aware of the companies that are actively volunteering and helping, either at a chapter level or for a cause. For example, I'm during pandemic, I got very active in the advocacy game on Capitol Hill,
yeah,
and my profile went up really not intentionally, but I was one of those ones that, was on Zoom calls and talking to elected officials and telling the story about this $100 billion industry that contributes to the US economy. And how is it my elected officials never heard of us? So that was my thing. But
yeah.
right now, our chairperson of the education committee is Steve Deckel, the principal of Deckel and Moneypenny. If isn't that just a cool name, by the way? Deckel and Moneypenny sounds like it's Cagney and Lacey. It's a Starsky and Hutch. That's right, Steve. I'm shilling for you out here. But he is a tremendous leader and really is joined the executive committee a couple years ago, and he's now in charge of that. Michael McMahon with Hill and Partners. Are you kidding me? He's been the chair of, um, took over the workforce development after I sort of got it into first gear. And oh my God, there's so much happening with that need to repopulate our industry. He's the best I've ever seen at getting volunteers to line up. There's now 4 different subcommittees, and this is because it's not just busy for the sake of busy, Khalil. We had 300,000 people that didn't come back after pandemic. We have to repopulate our industry. we have young people that have never heard of our industry, right? We had an aging problem with the people on the show floor and the carpenters in the back of shops for builders. So we have a need to repopulate. So there's a whole apparatus behind targeting and attracting kids in vo-tech schools and high school kids and trying to bring new fresh blood in. And obviously we have hundreds of companies that are willing to create apprenticeships and internships. And so if you're looking for a job and you can make a lot of money in this industry and support a family very comfortably, but we have an exposure problem, right? We've got to get out and advertise who we are and what the opportunities are. So there's
Well,
that
what are we
one.
doing right now?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
we've actually started the workforce development group has started exhibiting at some shows ourselves, and our theme is the largest industry you've never heard of. And so we go to where the school guidance counselors or career counselors are. Tell us how the right way to approach your county in California or in New York or in somewhere in the Midwest where we can go in and talk to the kids. The new thing I just heard this year that the chapters are going to do, when we do these quarterly events, we would meet at a club or Top Golf or someplace fun. Now they're talking about let's meet at a school campus and have our gathering there where we maybe have an opportunity to interact with some of the kids at the end of the day, tell them a little bit about who we are and what we do. We're spending some money on content and video reels, and we just want to do a better job telling our story. Anyway, why does this matter? Because we're an association, really, that all of us earn our living here. We want to give back and make sure that we stay healthy, not just for our generation, but for the ones that are following
Yeah.
on. So, yeah, it feels good to do stuff like that. It really does.